Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Trade Ideas live trading room recap for Wednesday, June the 29th. My name is Barry Anderson. I'm the moderator of our trading room. This is the address to get into the room, and yes, it is free. You do not have to be a member of Trade Ideas. I share my screen all day long, live on the mic between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. If you'd like to take out a subscription to Trade Ideas, this is the link to use. You click on this link, and you're going to see a promo code, get you instant savings off all of our subscription plans. All right, I am still in this one. This is probably the trade that I am most proud of. You're going to see another trade that I took that I made more money on it, but this one, for me, I'm probably more proud of it. Probably go to the 5 minute, and you'll see why. I actually started this trade right. Okay, I took the trade at let's see, 33.93. So right there. This was a bit of an anticipatory one, and I noticed this in the pre-market as one that I was looking for as a potential bouncer, a potential reversal trade. Excuse me. And the market was so strong that a lot of these were starting to reverse. So I really had my eye on this one. I like this action here, this big candle, and then just underneath 33. Now, a lot of times what I do is I wait for the whole number break. But if you notice right here, I put an alert. There is see that top of that spike right there? That is the pre-market high. And I put an alert right there at the pre-market high. I think that's about 33.90. So when it got up to 33.90, and I watched it for a little bit of time, and it seemed to be holding. So I decided to take what I call kind of an anticipatory trade. Took the trade at 33.93, and it almost broke. Got up to 33.99, and then it came back down. And I said that I would get out of the trade at if it broke down below the 90s, and I got out at 33.87. But I said I would keep watching this and take the trade if it finally broke through 34, and that's exactly what it did. It broke through 34. I took the trade at 34.03, and look at this. Now I have traded some out. I've traded some out at 30. Actually, I took a quick one at 34.13 just in case this was still not the its time. So I took some out here, but I'm I'm really in the majority of this trade still, holding on 34.72. So this has been probably the trade I'm most proud of today because of sticking with it, watching it in the pre-market, looking at the bounce potential, market being strong, and just kind of sticking with it. So they'll have this trade. Now here's the one that was excellent, XRA. Look at this. Now I still have some of this. I don't know if I'm going to keep it. It's hard for me to say if I'm going to keep this trade. This is where I got into it, 113. Now, why did I even see this one? Well, what I do at the end of every market, end of the day today, I have something called an evening scan. It's pretty simple, just looking for stocks that are up or down at least 5%. I think they've had to trade at least 500,000 shares, and the volume had to be abnormal also, at least double what it normally would do. And they had to close within 10%, 15% of the high or the low of the day. Excuse me. So, of course, we had a lot of those yesterday because the market was so strong. So we had a lot. This is the one, though, that caught my eye because take a look at the daily chart. And let me back this out just a little bit. So, sorry, we're going a little crazy here. So, first of all, it I think closed at $1.05, so it was just over a dollar. So that's always a good sign for me. Sort of broken free of this. I looked at this level here, okay, $1.28, but it looked like to me that on a percentage basis, this had a shot of perhaps doing something as a swing trade. Now, I don't swing very often, but I really I thought that this one had a good shot. So saw this action right off the bat. This is the opening candle, okay, and it moved up to $1.13, and I decided to take the trade. With the uh, probably with the idea that if it broke down through, say, the bottom of that candle, 107, I may get out of it. And So that's what I did. Took the trade, 113. Now, it moved up modestly, and I was talking about it in the room, a fair amount, saying, I'm in this trade, and I might swing it. And then look at this candle. I have no idea what the news was. Not a clue what the news was. Look at this candle, 5-minute candle. So here I am sitting at 113, and I sold some right here at 138. Got as high as 144, and then I sold some at 130, right around here. So here's my plan. If it gets back into the 30s, there's a possibility that I will hold the balance I have left. I've taken, I've taken my good profit already on this, and so I don't have to really worry. Even if it went back down to 113, excuse me, it would be okay. But we'll see what happens. If it broke down through probably, if it got back into the teens, I will more than likely get out of the trade completely and watch it tomorrow. See what happens tomorrow. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Still have the remnants of that cold from last week. So that really set the whole tone for me for the day. After that, everything was just gravy. So the HR is still working. Tessero, how could I forget Tessero? My goodness. This is probably, I'm as proud of this one maybe, because look at this. Here's where Tessero closed yesterday, 37.15. The funny thing is that if you take a look at, well, funny for me anyway, take a look at the daily chart. Look at what I had done. I had put actually an alert right there. This is that orange line right there. I put an alert right there in case, just 1 second, please. I just have to follow my HR on another monitor. Just want to make sure that, okay. So I had put an alert here just in case it broke down, and, this looked like a potential short for me. Well, of course, they had tremendous news this morning, or I'm not sure exactly when the news hit. I guess I can tell by the pre-market action. Was there any post-market action? Let's see, yesterday, 29, no. So this is all the pre-market action. So here's where it closed yesterday, and boy, if you were a shareholder of this stock, you were ecstatic. It popped all the way up to here. Notice this is what I did. I put an alert at the high, the pre-market high of $71. Notice how it pulled all the way back. That's a $10 bounce back. Now, the other thing is, should mention, this was a phase 3 or stage 3 results on a cancer study getting glowing reviews, a glowing recommendation from the FDA, okay? So I said to the room, I said, this stock, if it can, this stock has the chance to keep going all day, even though it's already up about $38, on this move here. Wouldn't surprise me at all if it could keep going, because a big stock like this with tremendous news, it's on everybody's radar. So I put an alert here at 71.93. Now, you notice this is 15-minute candle. I was so wrapped up. That's right, I forgot. I had a loss in this stock, this Cali. Took a loss in this one. I got into this one early at 218, and I had to sell as on this candle as it broke down below. So I took an immediate loss on that, and because of that, I missed out on the Tessero. I missed out on the on this Tessero pop right off the bat through my through it all. So at any rate, though, I did get into the stock finally on this little pullback here. I got into the stock at 74.28, and I sold pieces on the way, and I'm all out now. But 78.12 was I think my highest. And so just a tremendous play for us all. A lot of us in the room took it. But it just goes to show, just because a stock is up $40 or something doesn't mean it can't keep going. And again, a big bio like this, lots of fantastic news. This is the sort of action that can happen, and it did. So that is Tessero, and I say I'm all out of it now. And let's see, I took a little loss on AMBA. I got a little gain on Royal Caribbean. This was an RBI. Kind of flittered around out here. So that's about it. But great day in the room. I mean, the XRA certainly made my day. I don't know how many other people took this trade, but lots of opportunity to get into it right there as I was talking about it. So, and I would encourage you, if you want this, I mean, it's so simple. Really, really is so simple to do this. The evening scan, if you want this one, again, here are the filters. You know, up or down 5%. Has to be within 15% of either the high or the low. Current volume is at least 2 and 400,000 shares. And I just, at the end of the day, when the market is closed, I take a look at the ones that were like that. Now, there are none. There are none right now that are down for the day at least 5% within the low of the day, within 15% of the low of the day. Not yet, anyway. So it's very easy to do, and it really highlights the stocks that were moving during the day. And that's that. Just by doing that one simple, silly little scan yesterday afternoon, once the market closed, that found me XRA for a great, great trade. All right, back to the sheet here, and here again is how to get into our room. I reiterate, it is a free room, and I share my screen, and I usually open the room at about quarter to 9. That's when I start to share my screen, and then I get live from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And here again is the link to use if you want to take out a subscription to Trade Ideas. And if you click on this link, you'll see a promo code, and it'll give you instant savings. So anyway, thanks for listening, and I hope to see you in our trading room tomorrow. We've got great, great traders in our room. It certainly is not just all about me. But you can certainly follow along what I do and learn about trade ideas. That's the other thing I do in the room. It's not just about talking about trades. I mean, the majority is, but certainly if you have a question about trade ideas, you can ask it of me. Maybe not in the first 5, 10, or 15 minutes, as it's pretty frantic, but certainly I usually am able to get around to answering any questions people may have about trade ideas on the program. Okay, thanks for listening, and I hope to see you in our trading room tomorrow. Bye bye.